Alright, more round robin goodness here. Oh, still in Group A, we have a Schezo mirror matchup, unfortunately. Um, Mab versus Kraa. Kraa has definitely shown himself to be a really solid stairs user, so you're going to see someone who can use the beginner patterns here, so the viewers can probably see just how the Puyos fall and make their own chains. Ooh, nasty, nasty hit there for Meg there. In GTR, you really don't want, if you're building it, you really want to build it like as quick as possible because those garbage hits are critical if they hit column 1 when you're trying to build it. Thankfully, they did solve it, but now they have a new set of problems with the yellows and the blues. They could set off the blues in column 3 to get a quick 3-chain to have something fall on Gumby, which they did. Um, so Thumby will now have some work to deal with here. Oh, Thumby is also Kraa, by the way. So apologies about that confusion. Could be a hit here if Matt can use like a solid smaller chain to disrupt Kraa and take their first point here. A little garbage will be on there, but not the worth they needed. So they're still in the running for it. If they can get into the green, they could probably close this set off. Unfortunately, that cut did ruin everything. And Kraa with an amazing dig there. And now now turning the tables here on Mav as they eventually are closer to the top than Kraa is. So Kraa is going to mainly take up some smaller chains, preferably like 3s or 4s to make sure that Mav touches that X up there. Because once you touch that X, it is officially game over, as you will now see here. Brutal, unfortunate reverse psychology chain of events there for Mav, but round 2 should suffice in more matches here. Now, as you can probably tell, Kraa's a little bit more faster because they're more experienced with stairs, but Mav is using the, I guess, arguably better chaining transition here, GTR. You're going to see a lot of beginners use that as well, but of course, with GTR comes, I guess, greater possibilities because GTR isn't like the free you using you in every match. As you're seeing here, Mav is clearly struggling against someone who's using stairs. The key to taking out stairs, in my experience, is just harassing them early so they don't get to the rest of their chain. So if Mav can pick up on that piece of knowledge, then they will be in for a pretty good surprise here, but not at this point, as they are tumbling towards the X, falling upwards towards the X, I guess you can say. But amazing digs from Kraa all around. So you can see that Kraa uses like their double Puyos to stack higher, so that way they can get started with the staircases early, because you need to establish that staircase way beforehand, so you can actually, so that way if you do get harassed, it'll be a little bit too late because your staircase is already built, you just gotta set it off. Map has a clear 7 chain ready to go, provided this chain doesn't cut, which it might not. Okay, so it's just power of 7s here. Mavs actually might be a little bit stronger. No. Okay, so Kraa may have actually gotten another power 7 as well that actually overpowered Maeve's power 7. But you guys will probably find out more than I did because, like I said, commentating everything live is a little tricky, but we in there. Clear 3 chain for Kraa right now, it seems. So that garbage Puyo is going to cushion the reds. So that's going to be not a 3 chain, but a 6 chain, because those reds did connect at the end for Kraa there. So the verticality of the chains, of how they drop for the stairs chain user Kraa, really just gives you a little bit of an evolution of how the chains kind of work, or how they drop into place. Naturally, to push this chaining form higher is unfortunately a little bit higher because everyone will mostly know how to counter it. Some players make it work. Shouts to WizKid, but WizKid unfortunately did not enter this tournament, and no one can blame him for that because he did run this tournament kind of like too late their time. All for Puyo. Unfortunate turn of events for Matt there because they did not have the correct amount of Puyos. First of all, they had the incorrect amount of colors for the purples there, but they did get the bits for it. Fortunately, Kraa did have time to get another attacking area to make sure they seal their fate. Strong lead for Kraa now as they enter 4-0. But I believe Mav can put themselves within the board if they just don't just either rush or just harass Kraa towards the beginning when they're making their staircases like here. Let's see. Maeve seems to be going for some sort of tower. It's not sandwich, because I don't think it is. There's a name for this, but I'm drawing a blank right now, so I'll have to let the comments probably decide. Unfortunately, it was not going to matter too much as Kraa makes an amazing 8-chain stairs. Really just goes to show that if you learn how to build the most basic shapes, you can still get away with it if you're fast enough. And Kraa is kind of right now proving that. As you can't just learn GTR and expect to get a lot of places. You gotta learn the other necessities to it, such as learning the rest of it, because you do not want to build what Maeve's building right there in columns 5 and 6 if you're transitioning with Puyo, unless you really just have to, because they're not going to let you have a lot of resources to build on the base. You could tail though, so that could work in hindsight. But I guess it's probably just a me thing, if anything. A lot of blues that they could have used for the tailing there, but they just threw them all away. But Kraa going strong with the 9-chain stairs. So Kraa also doesn't build like his transitions like I'm not gonna say he's like terrible at them, but he doesn't build them like he has like the flat space for it, but then he kind of utilizes it not the most optimally, I would say. So if they can actually get them on transition as well, that could be good for them. But they are in match point, so all clear for both players. And if both players do find it, had to break up a little bit, so the all clear here is going to increase the power of a 1-chain here. So if one player just sits out a 1-chain, like you see here, Kraa, instead of sending off a power 1 as well, decides to eat the chain, but also sets off a 1-chain as well, which will put Meave at just as much trouble as they are in right now. So Kraa really just has to dig down right now. Critical hit for Meave there. If that garbage landed column 1 instead of 2, they could have had a power 2 and potentially take the first point off of Kraa here. But unfortunately, no room to chain there. That's big congratulations for the 7-0 in Kraa's favor. But still a good match overall. A little bit more even than anticipated.